Welcome to Tech Fever, Play Everything's weekly tech show, where me and Kevin Quell run you down the news of the tech world, everywhere from home theater to smart home, from AI to robots.
Oh, robots.
What's going on, Big Kev Dog?
Oh, nothing much. Excited about these robots. Gonna get my groceries for me.
It's a lot.
Oh, right.
A lot in the news this week. I was like, oh man, I don't know how this show is gonna go in terms of news. But then I realized, game industry, you guys do a daily show over at Kinda Funny every day about gaming news.
I've never done it.
And there's usually not like a ton of like gaming news.
Oh, man, yeah. If you watched Games Daily, what is it? January 15th, there wasn't a lot of news, but we sure as hell stretched it out.
So, I mean, we'll be fine. We'll make it.
Yeah.
And it's weekly. Fun. It's not daily.
Yeah,
so
there it is.
It's nice.
There's no rush.
Any cool tech you've been playing with lately?
Cool tech that I've been messing around with. I just set up a projector. I set up the projector at Tim's house?
Yes, Sony's I don't know the model number off the top of my head. The Sony baseline projector.
It's
4K projector.
It's real beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a good looking projector. Easy enough to set up too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next step is to mount it, so that'll be fun.
Gorgeous. You do any calibrating?
We just messed around with the settings. After I left, Tim did a little bit more, like going through someone's tutorial of like, oh, this is how I have it set up, and kind of just copied it. He's making tweaks to it. But like, man, it's crazy how much like just messing around in the menus, like changing how much you can do, like change its shape and size, and it's just like, whoa, this is cool.
Projectors are cool, man, and that's the one thing where, especially with like I was talking to you outside, was laser projectors.
Yeah,
like that's the next thing where it's like when they can get that into the like $5,000, $3,000 range, like that is going to be the thing to do.
Yeah,
I mean, because you don't have to worry about having this huge thing. You can have it inlaid into your entertainment console on some of them, or just sitting on top of it. Project up with OLED
these are
quality.
short throw projectors,
yeah,
right?
Super short throw. Project
with
up
OLED quality.
Yes,
that's crazy. I can't believe that OLED quality.
Yeah,
because that's the thing. Like the projector looks beautiful when you have all the lights off, and it really does look fantastic. But when it's doing letterboxing, those black bars, they're not real black, you know? Yeah. Like, and it's just one of those things that, like, me and him, we both have OLED TVs, the LG series. And they've ruined that, where it's like when we're watching a movie and it's letterbox, the bottom and top bars, they are,
you can't go back.
So
I
black.
just picked up the C8 about a couple weeks ago, actually, or a month ago. It's hard because I had the Samsung Q9. I was like, oh, it's a good TV. It's a good TV.
It's a great TV, sure. But is it the best?
When you get it, when you watch Star Wars for the first time on the OLED, right? And then you have that opening scroll, and it's just the deep black like space. It's hard to go back to from that.
Yeah.
And that's why with laser projectors, especially, they'll still have that light issue unless you have like a super nice projector screen, the short throw screens where it blocks out all the light.
Yeah, it's only a certain angle hitting the lights.
So from the bottom up, so if you shined a flashlight up on the screen, it would wash out the picture. But if you shined it anywhere else, then you're good.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's
so it's
cool.
like that technology is like that's
real
something
expensive.
I'd want. Yeah, but it's like you don't have to move around this, huge 100-inch TV, which we will be getting.
Yeah.
And it's just a little box, sits on top of your thing, looks nice. You can turn it on. You can get one that rolls up. Like it's cool. What you can do.
They get expensive though.
Yeah.
We were doing a lot of research for just theater setups, and one of the projectors that they had at or projector screens they had at Best Buy, like, it auto adjusts for aspect ratios. It's so cool, and it's also $20,000.
Yeah, and projectors are so unnecessarily expensive. I don't know why they're so expensive, but
it was interesting to put it together because it was so simple, and it was just like, hey, these are 4 bars. Make sure they're square, and then they have buttons that you just.
Well, and Sony makes it so easy, too. That's why Sony's like one of my favorite people. I mean, not many people make projectors, but one of the best. I mean, they make the movie theater ones, the laser ones, what are the ones? The Dolby? The Dolby, where it's like, this is black. That's a laser projector.
I love that.
That's a laser projector, right? So
we were talking the other day on the KF podcast where he kind of talked about his movie theater setup that he's put together, and we came up with the idea of like we should make one of those where it's like, this is like Dolby Atmos. I'm here.
The complete overlay.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Before it, like when everybody comes and sits down,
because we have a 4K camera, so like we can shoot stuff.
Absolutely.
The C300 that we have,
be beautiful.
It's a fantastic camera. It'll look great. It's just such a dumb thing, but it's like Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's
Because for a while he'd been talking about trying to figure out a way to get the Dolby
demos.
demo.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
That's the thing is on YouTube you can get them. It's just they're not mastered in the
exactly.
5.1 or anything like that.
And we recently went to Dolby's headquarters in San Francisco to watch Rise of Skywalker. And
Fancy boys over
it
here.
was really cool. It's one of the best things that I've done in a long time. But they have a special like Dolby Laboratories intro. And it's very good. It's a real nice intro.
I wonder if I can get one of those for you.
No. That's old news. We want to make it ourselves.
Yeah, okay,
that's what we're gonna do.
Moved on.
That's
Moved
what
on.
we're gonna do.
Better things. That's cool. That's really cool. You'll see the review near the tail end of this episode, but the TCL noise canceling headphones, picked those up, wanted to try it, wanted to have something for the show to kind of review.
Sure.
Been playing around with those, which we'll get into a little bit more, and then I am going to be picking up the Hue Sync box this week.
Oh, now have we talked about that?
No, not on this. I mean, we kind of talked about it.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that briefly, or
sure? Yeah.
Okay, because I absolutely love my Hue Sync box. Any in review show that I'm on, there'll be a moment where I'll be like, and then the Hue Sync box just looks so goddamn cool with the lights. The only issue is that there is a fraction of a second that it's off on the timer on the actual lights. Mm-hmm. It's so small. Most people, I don't think it would bother them. It does bother me a little bit, but again, for the most part, because your attention isn't focused on the lights.
Yeah,
that's
the
peripheral
bonus
stuff. Yeah,
that's the bonus. But if you focus on them, you can really tell.
Not really tell, but they're you can feel it just a tiny bit, just a tiny. So just a heads up, if you get it, just be aware there is that momentary delay. Now I have them set up in my room. I think I have 11 Hue lights.
Mm-hmm.
So
many. I know. Such a small room.
It's not that small.
I have 5 with the LED strip behind my TV.
Let me give you my Hue setup really quick, okay?
Okay.
So my TV,
whisper to my ear.
My TV has 3 Hue lights, the Hue Play lights behind it. So on either side and one at the top, right?
Yeah.
Above that, on the top of my shelf unit that I built, I put another Hue strip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense. Okay. Got it.
Okay. So that's all making sense.
Locked in.
My futon right next to it. I thought, hey, it'd be cool if the back of it shot out light. So I put another strip there. Okay. On my right, I've got a desk with a lamp. There's a Hue light there.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Above that, I've got bay windows. Right. You know the windows that are kind of.
Yeah.
There's a Hue light there too, just because I was like, oh, it's kind of dark in here. I want to make sure I get as much light as possible.
Yeah, the good ambiance, as they say.
And then to the right of that, I've got a dresser, and that's got a Hue light strip on top because there was a sale. Bed Bath and Beyond was getting rid of them.
You hit me up about that too. Yeah. I
hit
tempted
4 Bed Baths and Beyond in the Bay Area. I cleaned the damn Bay Area out.
How much were they going for? Do you remember?
I think they were like $35.
That's a steal. For those of you who don't know, Hue strip lights are like $90.
They're so expensive. It's absurd.
And they're not that bright.
They're not bright at all. The Hue, the lighting density, the LED density
super
on the strip
spread thin too.
Is so spread. It's absurd they are as expensive as they are. They should have put more on there. And that's my biggest gripe with Hues is the lights are not very bright. The colors are good.
Colors are good.
Yeah.
Well, and yeah. So
but to finish this off, I have one more on my nightstand right next to me.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And then 2 overhead lights. I think that's all of them.
That's an insane amount of lighting.
But
I get it is because you don't have a whole house to be able to light up your whole house, so it's you buy them all now. Shove them in any crevices as possible.
I have some more throughout the house. I have a lot more throughout the house.
How many do you say you have in total Hue lights?
I don't know, man. I don't count.
I think I have about 25.
You have 25?
Yeah.
But you're not utilizing all of them right now, right?
No, not right now.
That's a shame. That's a damn shame. So with the Hue Play, the Hue Sync box, you can set up with 10 lights. So my desk light is the only one that doesn't sync up. I have 2 different settings. One is just the TV, which is just the 3 lights behind it. No, it's the 3 lights plus the top light above my shelf. And God, that the one above my shelf, because you can set the settings of how high the lights are placed.
Yeah.
So you can put them on the ground, TV level, and ceiling. So that works perfectly because I've got my 3 on the TV level, and then the one above it that is the ceiling height one, And so when you get things where it's like I don't know, it's hard to explain because it's like what's the example? But like sometimes the sky will be above it, like the top third of the shot, and the ceiling one does like that same blue as the sky.
That's super cool.
Yeah, and then the middle one is slightly different. Like let's say it's a car and it's a red car, so there's a little bit of a red glow that comes out. It's fantastic.
That's super cool.
And then every once in a while I'll switch to the full room, and it's such an experience.
I'm so excited to get mine. I'm really stoked.
But just be aware there is a little bit of a delay. It was more significant. There was an update, and I feel like that that helped it. So hopefully we'll get more of that. They also don't do HDR.
That is also upsetting.
But maybe they do, because
they just don't pay for the day.
Perhaps, yeah. I don't know how that all works.
Sometimes Sony does that bullshit too with like their TVs. It's like this technology. Like they did it for what was the technology everybody bragged about, but nobody knew what it actually did? THX. They did it for THX for the longest time.
I mean,
too,
that was supposed to be the same thing as Dolby, right? Where it's
but it's like they wouldn't pay for it, but like it would read the format and play it.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like I have the sync box has 4 inputs that you can put in, and it automatically switches through stuff with whatever power's on. So right now I have got my PS4 Pro, my Xbox One X, and the Chromecast Ultra that's connected via Ethernet. And it works so great where it's like I can throw a command to my Google Home to, start this on Netflix, and it just turns itself on, switches to the right input, and it's such an easy thing. Yeah. And again, when I've got my Xbox going and it's like the HDR thing pops where it's like
does?
That's what it says on the screen that it's going.
That's awesome.
And I've sat there and like tested. I don't think that there's a difference. Like I've sat there, unplugged the HDMI, plugged it into the TV, and looked and like
Kevin gets home on Saturday night and he's hard
looks
day
good.
It's like, oh man, what am I gonna do tonight? I'm gonna test if this passes HDR and do a bunch of tests.
I had a weird issue where it would go to static and then the sync box would kind of restart. I haven't been able to figure out what was causing that. I switched HDMI ports on the TV and that went away.
Was that before or after the update?
That was after.
Got it.
Yeah. So, but I think that may have been a problem with my TV's HDMI 1 input.
That's weird though.
Yeah, it is really weird.
Because it doesn't go to static. It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know what the Hue Sync box is, it's actually really cool. You can look into it if you want to get one. If you have Hue lights or any kind of Hue smart lighting, not any kind, you can basically, like he described, you can plug in all your components into it, and then it will match up the scene, up to 10 in that room to what's going on the screen.
And it is really
very cool. So
really
I'm very
cool.
excited to get mine.
Yeah.
I can't wait. You're making me excited.
Yeah. Cool. Now I kind of want to go home and shoot a little video and have you like insert it.
Well, you should definitely do that. Oh, well, actually, this goes live tomorrow. Can you get it to me tonight?
Maybe
we'll
I have one on my phone right now.
Not be seeing it right now. Well, let's talk some tech,
dude. What's the news? This first news story, real interesting.
A lot of leaks. So for those of you who don't know, Samsung is going to be having an event at February 11th, I believe. It's called the Unpacked event, and they are just being riddled with leaks. So
many leaks,
like everything.
Yeah.
So ahead of Samsung's Unpacked event on February 11th, there has been a slew of leaks riddling the upcoming event. It's rumored that the names of the next Samsung flagships will be called Galaxy S20 and S20 Plus 5G, great naming, Samsung, along with the foldable flip phone called Galaxy Z Flip. In a leak from the XDA developers, the S20 Plus will be packing an astonishing 120 hertz display. In line with earlier rumors, at some versions of the S20 will support 8K video recording, only at 30 frames per second, no 24 frames per second or 60 frames per second options here, but enough for many people. Enough for many people. The main camera on the S20 Plus would be a 12 megapixel Sony made sensor, although it would need a much higher resolution sensor like the rumored 64 megapixel shooter on the 8K video to make 8K video an option. You might get to shoot 4K stabilized 60 frames per second video as well, though. There's no signs of the 108 megapixel camera on this model, although that's believed to be reserved for the S20 Ultra. Look at the hardware indicates the first S flagship without a headphone jack, and it apparently uses an in-display ultrasonic fingerprint scanner. So just on the flagship phones right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy specs. 120 hertz.
That's so cool. They're not the first people to do that, though.
They're
right?
not. I seen
Razer. I think.
Yeah, Razer, which
do that.
looks. I have a buddy who has a Razer guy I work with, and he was showing me something. I was like, why is this? It looks weird. Like it almost is unsettling how like fast that screen can react, but it looks super smooth, right? But not seeing 120 hertz ever, like on a phone display, it's very weird to see. But that is a lot, and I don't think the megapixels on the first leak match up with the 108, which it would need, right, for 8K. Yeah, which also. Your storage on that phone would have to be ridiculous.
Wait, but are there not rumors that there is 108 megapixel camera?
There are. So there's a first. Yeah. That's the thing.
That's on the Ultra,
that's
right?
what's hard on this. Yeah, it's the 5+G, I think.
Yeah.
And then there's S20 and then S20 Ultra, possibly. Like that. That's what's so hard about rumors.
I think that the 5G S20 plus 5G is the Ultra.
What a bad name. What a fucking terrible
I know,
name.
but they really want to push that it's got a 5G like receiver on there. Huh?
Just call it the S5G. Like, why do you need to go with the 20? It's
interesting that they went with S20 as a name.
You think like
it seems like they're skipping a bunch of numbers, right?
Yeah.
Right, because the last one was the S10. Am I wrong?
Yeah. So. No, 11, right? Isn't there 11?
Is there
Samsung's
11?
so fucking dumb.
Yeah. But why 20
phones? We'll see.
Also, the internal storage on it being 512 gigabytes, and they were saying that the micro USB can support up to 1 terabyte. Mm-hmm. I mean, that is a lot of space.
Micro SD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if you're like, hey, I'm trying to record 4K stuff, micro SD prices have gone down a lot,
and we have seen the rumored 1 terabyte micro SD card at CES this year as well, right? Mm-hmm. Or was it before CES?
I think it was before CES.
Yeah, which is crazy amount of storage.
It's insane for how small it is.
Oh, I'm sure that's gonna be expensive, but
like what, $500? You think more than that?
For a micro, I mean, and if you're doing 8K
even if it's
ability,
$800 for just the
that's what I'm saying. If you're doing 8K capability, like that's kind of a price.
What are the read and write speeds of that? Like,
I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, because like right now, the ones we use at the office are probably 90 megabits a second transfer speeds,
which is pretty standard, right?
Yeah. But I mean, there's a reason why the C100 C300. Mark 1 that we have needs to use CFast because it needs a transfer rate of the CFast 2 cards have transfer rate of 200 megabits a second, I think.
Yeah, you're talking about the bigger cards, right? Yeah, which is interesting.
So it's like if you're recording,
how would that work with 8K on an S?
I don't know. I don't think it's 8K. Like it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like the display on there isn't 8K, right? The display on the thing.
Even say,
so you can't even watch it at full resolution.
It would look the same either way.
No, I know, but like then it's like it just seems like such a silly thing to be like, hey, like this is like the level of recording, but the only way to see it is maybe
an 8K
somehow
TV?
Connected to an 8K TV. But how do you even connect that? You know, like
I mean, Premiere doesn't have 8K video editing. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can do it straight from the phone. But
would that work? Like,
that's true.
What are Wi-Fi limitations and all that? It gets so complicated.
I think the 8K rumor is the fake one.
Yeah,
like it's not going to be the real spec. But
even 4K with stabilized 60,
4K 60 frames per second, I do think it's possible.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I believe that a lot more than the 8K rumor. I would be astonished to see an 8K rumor unless they want to make like a ridiculously expensive model.
Yeah, the 4K makes sense because it's like, all right, if you want to record YouTube videos at that quality, like it won't look as pretty as like an actual camera, you know?
Yeah.
But like it'll still look really, really nice, and like the resolution, like being able to upload it, let's say remotely with your phone. I guess with 5G that might be faster, but you could imagine being able to upload a video from your phone to YouTube in 8K resolution.
Yeah,
like that's pretty. Or 4K, 4K resolution. Yeah. Like that's rad.
Yeah, and that's really cool because I even think the iPhone, the new iPhones aren't 4K, right? Like, who has the 4K? Do you know off the top of your head the 4K cameras? I don't know.
Yeah, the Pixel 3 XL is 4K. It records in 4K, I believe. Let me double check that. Open it up and look at that.
Yeah. So I mean that, and then
a bigger what is it called? The chip on there that actually records it, a bigger sensor, like it's gonna make it look better. Yeah. So
and as usual with camera stuff, it's a Sony sensor too,
right?
Which honestly most of the manufacturers use. I believe some of the Canon DSLRs use Sony sensors too. Like they're Sony is like the camera people, right? Mm-hmm. But it is also ridiculous. Did you see the S20 Ultra 5G or S20 Plus? There's so many rumors going around about the name. Will have 12 gigabytes and 16 gigabyte RAM options. Why do you need that much? This is what I'm interested in.
It's like, and it's got a 5,000 milliamp battery, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, but how long is that gonna last?
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm interested to see how they come out on to the stage, right? And how are they going to market this? Like, what is this for? Why do you need that much RAM?
Buy the strongest, most powerful phone in existence.
Come on, man.
People like that.
Like, for $1,000, sure. But, like...
They already sold a...
$2,000? You talking about the Fold? Yeah, but that didn't really sell.
That didn't sell because they had a bunch of problems. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that was its biggest issue.
But, like, a $2,000 phone is a hard sell. Especially when you have things like iPhone, where it has such a dominant hold on the phone market.
Yeah,
like they just do. Like, love them or hate them, like they are.
Androids, though, I know that it's not one particular brand, but like overall, when speaking OS or iOS, when speaking about iOS, the operating system, like Android is, they got more in the market.
Yeah, sure. But again, if you
don't belittle it,
phones, right?
Yeah.
Manufacturers, then Apple is just the dominant one. Mm-hmm. So if you have $1,000 iPhone, which frankly is more than enough for most people,
it's like, and
how are you gonna? This is literally like a computer in your hand.
Phones have been that, but this is the best, the best computer in your hand that you could buy. There's gonna be people that are buying it. It's not gonna be an everyday thing, but like. I think it's very exciting that, like, if these rumors are true and they put that much stuff into the phone, like, this is going to make everyone else be like, oh, fuck, we need to step up our game. We need to have, like, an ultra premium option.
Stupid. And
I'm all about that.
I'm interested to see how apps like Premiere Rush will run on it and, like, things that can actually utilize the extra RAM.
But, like, they don't run bad on
no, they don't.
My phone. And my phone's, 2 years old now?
And what are you going to get? How are you going to utilize this RAM? It's really not going to... the phone will never slow down, I guess.
Yeah. That's really cool, though. But, that's cool.
Good selling point.
Yeah.
Unlike Apple, where they force it to run down. And then no headphone jack.
Dude, the whole Apple doing that, like, you have to understand. That it's not caught. They're doing that to, like, extend the battery life. Otherwise, it would kill the battery. Yeah. That's what they came out and said. And, like, that makes sense. More processing power means more...
or you could just have an option in your phone when you sell it that does smart charging, where it stops when it's full. That would literally solve everybody's issue.
Yeah, that sounds smart.
Like, why don't you think that way,
Does it automatically start after, like, it hits 10%? Of natural discharge? Are you gonna be pissed when you wake up and you're like, hey, it's only at 90%?
No, I don't know the details on that. Yeah. I would imagine it would be like 50% and then go start charging. I don't know, but like once it's charged, though, if you're 10% and you go to bed and you put on the charger, right, and then it stops, you're probably at 90% when you wake up. Like, your phone's not in use.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, it depends on how many apps you got running in the background.
Well, and it's still, you're not having that issue where it's like you overcharge it and the battery goes to shit.
Sure.
So it's like that holds charge really well.
But then phones last longer.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
Can't make money off that.
Exactly.
Still some more Samsung news, though.
But did they talk about the battery on here anywhere? I think.
It's a 5,000 milliamp battery.
But it's 0 to 100% in 74 minutes.
45 watt option, fast charge. Yeah, 0 to 100% in 74 minutes. 5 rear cameras, 2 front facing cameras, no headphone jack.
5 rear cameras.
Yeah.
That's so excessive.
It's a lot. And then I was reading that it had the cool feature of like it noticed that you got in the frame of somebody on the front. It will kick to the wide angle view, which is
cool because I feel like most people don't know that like a lot of phones now have that wide view option when you're doing a selfie.
My mom doesn't know how to use that.
I understand, but like I don't think Greg Miller did, until we showed him. And then that's not a knock against Greg Miller. It's just one of those things like how often are you playing around with your settings? Yeah. And it's like if there are features that you don't know are there, then is it your fault that you don't know? I mean, keeping up with this news is always, there's so much news always out there.
Always. And that's interesting too, is I want to see more of the auto options too. Yeah. And hopefully they're not a bitch, but we'll see. Like in terms of like it's just you and then it kicks into the wide angle or some bullshit like that. I don't know. And then on top of that flagship line, we have the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip. Has also been leaked. OLED foldable phone akin to Motorola's Razr, but with more beefed up specs. Reliable leaker Ice Universe has claimed the Samsung's reported clamshell rumored name is the Galaxy Z Flip.
Because it folds on the Z axis.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
So cool. Yeah, I mean, it's... And that's the thing. It's going to have more beefed up specs than the Motorola Razr. It's going for like that more premium flip phone and not just like a flip phone, but like with average specs.
I don't get it.
Well, and it's interesting that they ditched the Fold name too.
Again, that makes sense. That makes
100% sense. Yeah,
the terrible press. You Google Galaxy Fold and like you're gonna see a bunch of bad stories being like, it's broken. Yeah. They had to recall all the like test models. Whoops.
What? Yeah. So it's cool to see it back, and like I said, I like the Razr's design. Yeah. It has a little display screen on the front from notifications. Not much is known about this.
Do you like it enough that you could someday think about making that your phone?
What the Razr Flip? Yeah. I would. I think it's a cool. Really? Yes, I do really think it's a cool concept. I'm getting into the place now where it's like I kind of want to experiment. I've been such an Apple like fanboy. Yeah. Where it's like once I got rid of my iMac, I think that was game over. Where it's like, well, the ecosystem's broken, so it doesn't really matter. Yes. And they're doing things now where it's like with Android phones, they're giving you an option for like AirDrop, which was one of my most used features from Apple, where it's just like, I do a little social media breakout, drop it right to my phone, cool, good to go.
Yeah, that's such an upsetting thing that like doesn't integrate with Apple devices, because like I know that's a problem we have in the office where people want to transfer their stuff over, and it's always a pain in the ass. Yeah. Oh.
It's such a great feature too because it really is fast. And
what do you know anything more about it? Like how it works? Is it
AirDrop?
Yeah,
it's over. Well, it's not even over Wi-Fi. Like that's the thing. You don't even have to be on the same Wi-Fi network. Have you seen
Is it a Bluetooth transfer? Like how is this magic working?
That's true. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure exactly how it works. I guess just over network, but you don't have to be on the same network as I imagine.
That's just some witchcraft right there.
I guess, but like
I also know that with AirDrop you can like just send it into the wild. Some best friends were doing that where they're sending my photo, the milk mommy of me with a shaved beard. They were just at Disneyland sending it out. That's so great. To anyone who had an open AirDrop.
Right. I got a little answer for you.
Oh.
So AirDrop lets you quickly and easily transfer files between iPhones, iPads, and Macs. It uses Bluetooth LE to broadcast, discover, negotiate connections, and point-to-point Wi-Fi to transfer data. That makes it fast, powerful, and efficient.
Tombo, you the man. Thank you for that answer.
Right.
Bluetooth, that is interesting.
That makes sense.
Without any compression, though?
Bluetooth 5.0 came out recently? Not recently. Some time ago now.
The AirDrop's been like...
Yeah, you're right. Been a thing for a long time.
Apple, they're witches, some might say.
Bunch of aliens, that's why they got that spaceship.
But I'm getting to the point.
The mothership, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I fly up in the plane, I see it down there. Big old donut. Yeah. I am getting to the point though where it's like I saw the flip, and I was like, or the fold. Yeah. Flip, fold, whatever.
I thought you were talking about the Razr.
No, yeah, that too. And then the Samsung Fold, I was like, okay, I kind of want to start experimenting on phones now. I don't want to be locked into one thing. The one thing that scares me, though, is the Apple bullshit that they always pull, where your messaging never works right after you switch out of the ecosystem.
Is that what happens?
Yes, your messages, like people will send you messages, you won't get them. People will do this, and like, or you send out messages and they won't get them.
I feel like that's all you green bubble people. Is that what it is? Or blue bubble people? Blue
Come
bubble
on, don't
people.
disrespect the name.
Oh, my bad. Oh, see, I'm a green bubble person. I got to get shit from the office. Everyone goes, oh, it sucks with all these green bubbles.
It does, and it's infuriating. And then you just get the little like Kevin liked or like Greg liked the photo.
Yeah, that's
and
such
then it's like,
yeah.
come on,
Yeah,
like that's not
weird.
how it's supposed to work. But it is infuriating. But I am getting to the point where I want to do that. So we'll see. I am intrigued by the Razr, but I kind of want to see what this is like, because if I can get a more specced out one, and I do like the flip fold phone.
That's so interesting, because I just don't see the appeal.
So compact.
Okay, so this is actually really funny, because I was going to say, what's wrong with our phones? But I don't know how, like, I guess I'm not wearing my blue jeans right now.
And you see like the marks.
So yeah, you see the marks, but I get this thing where it rips a small hole in the corner eventually. And now I have a 4-inch hole, and my phone just sticks out of it. It happened with my black pair of Levi's. It happened with these.
Try to lose your pants. You should probably.
I don't know, man.
It's
skinny jeans. I don't think it's the skinny jeans. I think it's the movements. You know what I mean? Like
you're very
dropping down
man.
whenever I need to. Put a lot of stress on the exterior of them.
I feel it, man. You got the moves. But no, I like it because it's like in little things like this where it's like if you are too like tight of like pants or shorts, like you sit
that's
down.
Not what's happening. Nobody's saying that's what's happening. I just want to be clear.
No, I'm also saying that, right? Or like big complaint for me, right? Go outside without a belt on. My pants are getting weighed down by this big old heavy phone in my pocket.
Your pants are too big.
Yeah, but like
go with better fitting pants.
Or I could just not have that issue, you know?
So for you, it's about comfort. You want something smaller.
A flip phone feels like good though.
Yeah,
like it does. The one thing that would suck with it though, because it's so long, is video.
Do you know the aspect ratio on the bad boy? On the Razr one?
No, not on the Razr one. But it is. You can see the image. It looks longer.
All of the aspect ratios have been thrown out, and it's Apple's fault.
Yeah, it really.
They're 15 by 9 that they came out with with the. Was it the 4th generation Apple iPhone?
No, was it the 5th?
Was it the 5th?
Yeah, I think it was the 5th.
And I was like, why would you guys change it? You understand that it's 16 by 9. Why would you change it?
The best aspect of this was Sony, right? The Sony phone, the Xperia 1, right? I like that aspect ratio. Like have you
played with that phone?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
If there's any phone that could have gotten me to like leave Pixel, I honestly think it was that phone. It's one of the biggest phones I've ever held, but the screen on it is gorgeous. And that ultra wide aspect ratio, like when you have something that is made for that, it looks so damn good.
And it has that same technology that's in their TVs, where the screen is the speaker too.
Yeah, that was weird.
I liked it.
It felt weird when you're holding it.
I love it.
Yeah,
it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm gonna.
It's like someone turned the bass all the way up.
Yeah. You can fit a lot bigger drivers though.
Yeah.
Like behind the screen.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Like on the side. So, I am gonna experiment this year. I want to see what Samsung has to offer. Mm-hmm. What the new Sony phone is. I think I'm gonna do something different this year. I want to play with some cool tech. Yeah. So.
Honestly, it has not been a good year for Google Pixel phones. Like the 4 is not getting a lot of love anywhere at all.
Yeah.
So maybe it's time for me to experiment, because my phone's getting a little bit old now.
But you love that phone though. That's
it's a good phone.
You love that.
I really like this one, and I like the Pixel 1. 2 phones that like phenomenal cameras. Just absolutely fantastic cameras. I don't know if I talked to you about this, but like I have cracked my screen 2 or 3 times. I can't remember.
Jesus, it's all that movement, like you were talking about earlier. Getting down.
No, it's in the toilet every time. It's in the toilet. Yeah, well, I put it down on the counter. Fell off one time, just cracked. Another time, I was pulling my pants off. Fell like maybe 10 inches. Just. It's the studio bathroom floor is what it is.
It's hard. It's a hard floor.
It's like it's tile. You know, that's what happens. But this last time that I got it repaired, or I don't know. there's dirt in there right now, and I don't know how to get the dirt out, and it's really
What do you
upsetting.
mean, like you can see it?
Yeah, look.
Let me check this out. Where? Oh, in the crack.
No, under the lens. See how there's little
Oh yeah,
things?
that's not good.
no,
That's annoying.
and
What's the
like
point of your
it doesn't
beautiful
mess up. It doesn't mess up the image that bad, but every once in a while, this focus is a little soft, and I think it's because of that.
That's upsetting too because you can't go anywhere to fix it. Like you have to go to very specialized places.
I
don't you?
actually have to drive an hour to get it because there's very few places that are approved to do it by Google. And one of them is a place called iFixit down around here. I would say like 20 minutes from here.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's so upsetting. And it's like I crack it and it's like, oh,
That's
it's
an hour
not cheap.
drive. I gotta go.
I want to
dude.
say, I don't even want to say how much it costs.
How much?
I want to say
Also,
it was
Bay Area prices.
I think it's $200. And it's just one of those things. The first time I did it, I was like,
You're out of phone.
Alright.
That's $600.
Well, I mean, I've been using a case. I must have only done it twice.
Good for you.
I'm yeah, but for until this phone, I've never used the case, and I've dropped my phone.
It's perfect though.
Yeah.
Like they make these phones so beautiful and ergonomic.
They
and
feel
like
so good.
feels
without
so
the
good in your
case, yeah.
hands without the case.
It's like a condom, you
Yeah,
know.
I it feels right, and then you're covering it up, and you're bulky. Have you seen the people with OtterBox cases? Insanity.
The Sony phone that we were talking about earlier, I got one for my sister. It ended up not working because unfortunately Sony does not work with Sprint. It just will not work with Sprint network. Doesn't matter if it works with the GSM or CDMA networks, it will not work with Sprint, which is so upsetting. Getting an on-lock phone, trying to figure out why it won't work, and it just it's like, oh no, Sony's they don't work with Sprint.
Some bullshit.
They hate each other.
Yeah.
But I also got her like a steel because she drops her phone, like famously drops her phone like an insane amount. So I got her a case that was like metal. I show you the case?
No, you never showed me the actual case.
The case was absurd, but like that damn thing felt indestructible.
That's good.
Yeah.
But it's like.
But it added. So
insane
this
people.
is. I'm telling you, this phone is already big, right?
Yeah.
It made it even bigger.
But that's like doing it like on the Maxes.
Yeah.
Like adding a like OtterBox where it's like just so thick. It's
Some
like
people
a
really need
book.
it. The cool thing is that OtterBoxes before, like I feel like when they first came out, the big thing is like, dude, they're waterproof. You can take it in the water.
Yeah, no, that doesn't fucking matter.
Huh? Yeah, exactly. Now phones are waterproof. Like that's, they're water resistant. Is that what you're supposed
Yeah,
to
but
say,
like
not
I take
waterproof.
mine in the shower. You know.
You
put it
do?
up. Yeah, I'll watch YouTube videos.
You're crazy.
That's what it's for. It's water resistant.
Look, I understand. No, it's in case you drop it in your goddamn toilet or in your tub.
Yeah.
It's not actually meant to be in water.
It's not in water. It's in the shower. I'm not holding it. You know.
I bet you are.
I'm putting
just
it up.
standing there. Do you wear your glasses in the shower?
No.
You sure?
No, that's
I could
insanity.
totally see you wearing nothing but glasses. Just like,
I never nude. I have to have all my stuff
Yeah.
on. And lastly, last leak from Samsung too is the Galaxy Buds. The update to the Galaxy Buds, which is the Galaxy Buds Plus, will not have noise canceling. They'll have better battery life, 12-hour battery life, which is actually really insane. So that's double what the last Galaxy Buds are, but no active noise canceling.
yeah, I mean, they're in-ear ones, right?
Yeah, the little buds.
I feel like in-ear ones do a pretty good job getting rid of outside noise because it blocks your ear canals completely.
But like the Sony ones, like
I
wish you
haven't
were
tried it.
here
Yeah, I haven't
before
tried
I
it. Yeah,
returned
that's a
them.
bummer.
The Sony ones do a really great job. They just wouldn't, like, no matter what tip I used, would not fit in my damn ear.
Damn, that sucks.
But they did a phenomenal job of Sony has a weird, especially with their headphones and earphones, has a weird effect of like isolation.
Yeah,
Like it really
that
is.
always. I can always feel way too much pressure. It feels weird. Like it makes my head hurt a little bit when I'm using any noise
I
canceling.
do hear
thing.
a lot about that.
I recently was watching something about the AirPod ones, and like they do something that alleviates that supposedly. That's interesting.
All right, so cool Galaxy Buds, longer battery life. They are kind of on the popular side, like for an alternative to like the AirPods. But it is interesting that they wouldn't do a noise canceling option because Apple's doing it. But
Again, I
To
think
each
that
his
it
own.
does good enough job. The Sony ones that you were trying on, did that do pass through audio?
yeah, you can do it. Sony's always been phenomenal about that. You could just
like-
do like a tap, and
Yeah.
then it will like
You can hear
you can
your
hear like the
surroundings.
street and everything. Like,
Does
because it has built-in microphones on on the outside too, so like kind of amplifies it a little bit. To be honest,
Does it peak out ever?
what do you mean?
Does it like? So I have the Jabra Elite Sports,
Mm-hmm.
and I like them a lot. But my biggest complaint is that with it when it does the pass-through audio, it like you hear like crackling and like the microphones are receiving it too loudly or like outputting it too loudly for the actual speakers on the headphones.
No, to me it just sounded like the outside.
That's cool.
So
That's cool.
Sony, their headphones and earphones are phenomenal.
Just not good for everyone's ear.
I just wish they would fit me. Like I wanted like an alternative to AirPods, but oh well, bummer. You should check them out though. Return policies, that's what they're for. You know what I mean? Spotify is about to revolutionize podcast ads. So as we all know, Spotify has been experimenting, dipping their toe in to the podcast world, and it looks to be that they're going to be now releasing all their analytics, which haven't been available before.
Which is cool.
And that's going to be rolling out. Very important, especially if you are a podcast creator and you need to get ads, like
info,
to be able to
sales stuff.
Yeah, sell yourself. But they're doing something that's kind of interesting where it is they will basically give you an ad, you read the ad, which is because I believe they own. Can you look this up for me, Tombo? Does Spotify own Anchor? Anchor actually does this where you can actually record your own ads and have them inlaid. And I think were bought out by Spotify. Anchor. So it's basically a tool that
not the battery.
No, not Anchor, like Anchor FM. I think Spotify bought them.
That did not help me at all.
You wouldn't know it because I'm sure you use some kind of other distribution platform. We actually use Anchor. What's nice is you actually inlay audio ads that like they find the ads for you, and I think this was them kind of like beta testing that for like a bigger platform like Spotify because they own them. It's just like a regular podcast ad that gets inlaid for you, and you get money for it, right? Depending on how many plays you get. So Spotify is going to be implementing this in 2020, where it's basically not like inbuilt ads into your podcast, but they actually find the ads for you, and then they give you a read, and then you read it, and then they decisively place the ad somewhere in your podcast, depending. And it's not going to be ads on top of ads.
What's crazy? Oh, we got an answer on the Anchor.
Yep.
Oh. So Spotify says they paid $340 million to buy Gimlet and Anchor. Spotify's doubled down on podcasts last week.
Cool.
Yep.
I see. So that's where they're getting the technology from because Anchor is phenomenal.
What I found craziest about this is that it personalizes it to each individual listener.
Yeah, but that seems like so many ads.
Huh?
How are you going to read all those ads? Because you
No, I think it's just one ad that you do, and then it places it where the app decides this is the best spot for fucking.
Which I also hate that.
Why?
Because what if I don't want to do ads in the middle of my thing? Just doing.
Well, that's the problem. Too many of us ignore and fast forward through ads. That's what they're.
That's fine, but like.
But it's not fine. Like they'll have stronger numbers if they can prove that you, or at least say that like, hey, there's a higher percentage that you actually listen to this ad.
Which they do have some interesting numbers here where it is 180% increase of people being able to actually identify that they heard the ad with this new thing that they're doing. But that's the thing, if they're customizing it to each individual listener, right? It's how do you know... Or do they just take it from your base and say your base likes this, so here's an ad? Or do they go, Jimmy likes this, Billy likes this, this guy likes this?
No. I think you're misunderstanding the way they do that. I think that it's still like, hey, these people are sponsored by Squarespace today, and it's going to put it somewhere that it thinks it's on there. It's not like it's finding, like, perhaps the way they're hitting up the, like, whatever the company is that's doing the ad is like, hey, these are going to be the most popular ads for you. You can pick whichever one you want out of that thing.
Got it.
But then it's that one ad getting placed in the right place.
It's supposed to be you though, because it says here where it's like you won't notice because it's gonna seem
like
it's the person just doing their thing.
But so there is one ad read they do, and they figure out a placement that fits naturally with there. Like when the pregnant pauses that they used to do at PS I Love You, where they would just hold it. I'm sure the algorithm will be like, oh, there's a weird pause here. We can insert it here, and it'll feel natural. So they'll go for the pregnant pause, and ad will go. But like that's the thing. Then suddenly, you're no longer or the creator is no longer in control of how the product is getting put out there.
Irritating.
Yeah.
If you want to do, if you want to
right,
it,
if you want to go, I'm sure there's going to be an
Spotify.
Option for it, but this could be something that's implemented in the future that perhaps doesn't
everything.
Yeah,
and
that, you don't have an option.
And if it works better, where it is 180% increase, right?
Yeah, that's a lot.
You can get a lot more money for your ads, so it does make sense. But at the same time, it's like I don't like the idea of like if I don't want to inlay like on something like completely consensual, where like if we were ever to get paid for it, it's like it doesn't make sense to inlay the podcast like into the podcast because it's conversation. It's not
let the algorithm decide for you. All right, it knows best.
I hate that idea.
Shit! You know the screencasts on Spotify?
Screencast is on Spotify. You didn't know? I thought all kind of funny podcasts were.
Yeah, they are.
Also, you know what else is on Spotify?
What?
Tech Fever. Go check it out. Go subscribe.
Yes.
Go rate. Absolutely.
Oh, whoa! That's cool.
Anchor FM. It's great.
Yeah. I don't know what that is.
Highly recommend. It's our RSS publisher.
Oh, I was just kidding, man. I figured it out when you said it the first time. My
Thank
bad.
you so much. Walmart's AlphaBot grocery picker goes fully operational in first store. Walmart has been investing heavily into robots and grocery deliveries.
Will it be sentient? Maybe soon.
Soon. Coming at you with the carrots and the
making you healthier
diapers.
life choices.
With tests for deliverless grocery deliveries and automated grocery order selection process rolling out recently, not to mention the direct-to-fridge delivery service it has been trialing. The automated grocery selection robots.
What do you mean by direct-to-fridge?
Direct-to-fridge. Brings it right into the fridge for you. I don't know what that means entirely.
Right.
There was no...
Tom, I'm going to need you to look up direct-to-fridge. Figure out who's going where, how they get into my house, put it in my fridge. I got stairs. We got robots that go upstairs.
It's like the Amazon. Remember when Amazon tried to do the Amazon guy is gonna have access to your house, and people were like, no.
Is that? I think that's still a thing. They implemented Amazon access to your Tesla, where it'll unlock the Tesla trunk. And
That's different than
put
your
stuff in there.
house.
I'm pretty sure that there's some integration with Nest, but I could be wrong.
Very cool. We'll talk about Tesla later.
Will we?
Yeah, we will.
I was trying to give Tumbo some more time.
Okay, yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
I mean, we can really. Walmart. Direct-to-fridge delivery, Walmart. So essentially, this robot's working alongside the warehouse staff right now. It can't pick produce yet. So it's just doing like the frozen items and.
They got to teach you how to be pickier. Like nobody wants that carrot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point too.
Yeah.
That's something like robots literally have to figure out. Like
Yeah.
your Amazon or.
I wasn't joking.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great point. It sounded like a joke, but it's one of those things where it is like, yeah, you would have to figure out like, hey, this is bad. I can't just like give them this. Like, how to pick a good watermelon? Like, what algorithm is that gonna look like? And like, it has to be for each individual produce programmed like on what a good one looks like. So, interesting state of affairs going on.
You guys said it's a robot.
No, it's a delivery.
Oh yeah. It's a early announcement in June, so it says it's available, but in 3 cities: Pittsburgh, Kansas City, and.
But what does it do? Like, how do they just take it to your house?
Oh, so no, you have to pay like $50, and it's like a smart lock or like your garage door, and that's what the employees are gonna use to get in.
So it really is someone coming into your house and being like, I'm going to put your stuff away. Yeah. Help myself to LaCroix. Is that a White Claw? A tall boy?
That's crazy. We're getting to the point where
weird.
like delivery systems are doing.
I don't like that.
It also says Amazon has included a similar offering through its key service.
See, so it's not crazy.
So
but
here's
at least
the thing.
Amazon's
front
like
porch stuff. Like, let's
right
say
there.
you have a gate.
Open the door right there. No, but like Amazon's like open the door, put the package there, close the door. Right.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
Like your kitchen.
I don't need someone in my kitchen being like, bro, this guy has a lot of ice
you
cream.
got some leftovers.
Judging you.
Yeah.
He's got a robe on though. You walk in, he's putting the milk in. Full naked robe. Yeah.
Full naked robe, huh?
Yeah. So it's cool that they're doing this. Obviously, it still needs to be assisted by staff members. It's basically picks the stuff, brings it to them, and they bag it, and then it's out for delivery.
Yeah, they're just doing double checking. It's so interesting when they're talking about this stuff because it's like, oh, eventually you people that are checking stuff, you're not gonna exist. That's not gonna be a
It's
job
sad.
anymore.
Oh.
It's and that's
They wear a camera.
they wear
Oh.
a camera, so they record the inside of your house.
Yeah. So if
That's
they
what I
catch,
wanna
they
tell
caught
me
you,
to have.
they catch
So-
you
so
naked.
called-
They got
yeah.
video of it too.
Yeah, so they like through a mobile app. So they go to the mobile app, you order it, and then they go through the key lock, and then they get into your house, and the whole time they're wearing like a
Body cam,
body cam.
like a cop does.
Yeah, like a cop does. So they're like putting your eggs away. And shit.
That way they can make sure nobody stole nothing.
No White Claw, no tall boy being missing. You know what I
I
mean?
wonder if you can request the video footage. Just be like, I want to make
You
sure that
probably
nothing weird
could.
happened. Yeah.
I would imagine you could.
Yeah.
That's why it's there.
I don't like that. It makes me uncomfortable having some random stranger in my house.
Yeah, I mean, seemed like you were all for it like 2 seconds ago.
No, I'm okay with having someone open my door and drop a package off. Because too many times these people are just dropping off packages all willy nilly.
But they don't wear the body cams. Who say they can't just go into your house?
That's where you get the Nest camera watching them.
Sure.
Come on the loudspeaker, be like, how are you doing?
But then you have Nest watching you or Ring.
That's why we don't mess around with Amazon products like Ring. You ready for this next news story?
Next news story. Ring confirms that it fired 4 employees for watching customer videos. Ring has responded to the U.S. senators demanding answers to the security issues it's facing in a letter, which was obtained by Motherboard. In it, the Amazon-owned company has admitted that it fired fired employees for watching customer videos beyond what they were allowed to. Ring received the 4 complaints over the course of 4 years, and it opened an investigation for each one of them. While the employees involved had the authority to view customer videos, Ring said they accessed or attempted to access data that exceeded what was necessary for their job functions. In addition to terminating employees, Ring also limited data access to smaller number of staff members. At the moment, only 3 employees have access stored customer videos. So only 3 people can access them now.
3 total?
In the company apparently.
That's crazy.
Seems like a big job for
Yeah.
3 people. It's just more, they go into their PR statement, whereas privacy is our utmost important thing ever. And even though this just happened.
Look. Sometimes people mess around with the wrong things. And they got fired, you know?
It's like,
Should we stop trusting these platforms? Maybe.
probably. I mean,
I
especially.
don't know about probably.
And-
They're so cool, though. If you get a Ring or the Nest doorbell, you hit it, and then it alerts you anywhere. And it's just like on your phone, on your TV,
I
whatever you have
agree
it
with
set
you.
up for. It's so
I
cool.
do agree
Yeah.
with you. It is the trade-off, though, where it's like,
Someone could look
someone's
at it
watching
eventually.
me, right?
You know?
And it
Stop
is-
walking around naked in front of your doorknob.
Yeah, and it does tie into the.
Doorknob.
I don't know. It does tie into the story that we're going to talk about later with Apple, where it's like, well, if there is a back door and like literally the government's watching, if
Could
there-
be.
yeah, and there's already in the statement they were talking about the people who hacked into people's Ring security cameras.
Right,
I don't
and
know
was
if you
using the
heard.
footage against them, yeah.
Yeah, that or there was one where it was they heard a voice in the baby's room
Yeah.
and they went in and then it was like not their voice, like
But it was
somebody else's voice.
getting someone else's video feed by accident. Was what that was.
Was it?
That's the story I had read.
There was
happened-
another one where I guess I never
Yeah.
read
Just
the
read a headline,
updated
huh?
one. No,
No.
the updated one
Uh,
where it was like this is actually what happened. But I mean, you could hack in, and that's the scary thing about this.
yeah,
is
you
you're not-
couldn't. I couldn't. Some smart
yeah.
boy kid, maybe.
Well, even
Smart hacker girl out there.
yeah. I mean, even if you have all you need is an email address and password. Like, it can't be too hard to get.
Well, one of the things that they say here is like they were pushing for people to do the 2-step verification.
Yeah.
And it's like that is an important thing. People, turn on your 2-step verification. Google has a Google
Authenticate.
Okay, you had trouble with it too. Authenticator. And like every time I log into any of my Google accounts on anything, I get a thing on my phone that's like, hey, here's the code. It's going to last for 7 seconds, then it's going to switch. Put it in.
Yeah.
It's so stressful every time.
Well,
I'm like, oh, shit.
Apple does it too. They don't have a time on it, but it will show you the location of who's logging in.
Yeah. Google's been doing that for a while, and I don't think Google Authenticator is anything new. I just started using it recently, and it is just so weird. Like, hey, there's a code that lasts for 10 seconds, and then it goes away, so you have to get it in with those first 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you miss that one, you put the next code in.
yeah, and then it just does it again. So I mean, it seems like there's a little margin of error there.
And they give you like 20 codes that are like, hey, keep that hidden in case you don't have any Wi-Fi. Use those.
I am so that it's weird. It's the trade-off when we live in these smart homes where we have to have, or not have to have, but like you and me want cool tech. We want the doorbells. We want the security cameras. Me personally, I want more like outside ones than I do inside ones. To be honest,
sure.
Maybe
And that's
one in here. Other than that,
exactly where you have stuff that you're like, if someone breaks in and steals like equipment there or computers, like that's gonna add up quickly. Yeah. And if you've got renter insurance, like it's real nice to have proof that like it all happened,
Yeah, and that's the one thing where it's like I think the only indoor one I would have was in the studio. The rest of it's like
I think you get, if you have like rental insurance or home insurance, I think you get a reduction if you have some sort of security camera system.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And it's helpful, and this is ways tech has helped our lives, right? But it is one of those things where is
some dude might be watching it.
Some dude, and do I have anything to hide? No. You could watch me.
But do you like the idea of
in the morning?
Let's say some
swinging
guy
my dick to the DuckTales theme song.
Swinging, sure. I mean, but like, let's say some random dude for some reason was monitoring your footage, suddenly fell in love, and now he's just going in there and checking your videos, just seeing what you're doing around the house. That is a possibility. That could be like, they never explained the extent of these people and how much they were monitoring these other people. But like, what if it's a situation like that? To me, more power to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
if
like,
this is what you want to see. Let's do it. Let's show you.
For like women though, that's terrifying.
Oh, 100%. It's terrifying for everyone. I'm joking. Like that would be a bad situation.
No, I mean, for me, like but
on the plus side, you could probably sue Amazon at that point, right?
That's true. Yeah. A lot of money there.
I don't know. You've signed all the TSA or the what are they called? The TOS agreements, TOS agreements. So you've probably given them away.
Where they get you. I mean, that's the trade-off with tech.
Absolutely.
You gotta sign the TOS agreements,
and we all have to either agree or disagree on our own. And like at the end of the day, if something happened, it sucks. But it's like we allowed this camera to be in there because it's convenient and easy. Yeah.
Well, to our detriment, maybe. Speaking of to the detriment, Tesla is crushing GM and Ford right now. I don't know if you read this article, but Tesla's market value zooms past the of GM and Ford combined. It's interesting to me because even in this article, I left it out, but they are always underestimated. Like, there's always people like, oh, sell. You don't want Tesla stock. You don't want Tesla stock. It's gonna pop. It's gonna pop.
Like $400 something a share. That's insane.
$492.14 per share.
That's crazy.
Nearly jumped 5% on Wednesday. There's also another number where it's like doubled in like the last year. Whereas the only one Ford was the only one to have somewhat of an increase.
10% increase, right? Year over year. And I mean, right now, I really think the next 10 to 15 years are gonna be real tough on the car industry business. We're moving into a world that people don't necessarily need to own cars. You can Uber, you can take Lyft. There's plenty of car options. We say that, but like so many people do that. And it's like, you live in Hayward, so, it's hard to get around.
It's a lot harder. No, it's true. I mean, I did public transit I made it work, but it's like Lyft isn't cheap. Like
No.
Like Uber's not like
But neither
cheap.
is buying a car. And here's the thing:
$1,000 or to $1,500 for my
people
car,
aren't buying fucking cop cars.
Why not though? Like that's
because they don't know how to. How do you even do that? I don't know. If someone was like, "Hey, how do we buy a cheap car?" I'd be like, "I have no clue."
No, it's true though, because it's like people are doing like new cars, and like if they do cars, but like in I hate you.
No worries.
In San Francisco, it's like you don't need it. You do not need a car.
Because like here's the thing: when it comes to buying a car, you're talking about a big number up front. Where it's like you go to buy a car and it can range anywhere between $15,000, a new car, $15,000, all the way up to like $60,000, like depending on what car you're getting. Let's say the average is like 20 some odd thousand. Like that's a big number to be confronted and be like, I'm gonna be paying this off for 5 years, versus having a share car thing where it's like, oh, it's only $15 to go here, only $20 to go here. Like $45 gets you to the city. Isn't that what you tell me all the time?
Yeah. True.
Is that right?
Yeah. Okay.
Me
and Tombo did it on New Year's Eve. $45. Tip my top Magoo.
No, 50.
50 on the way back.
So, you know,
But that adds up.
it does add up, but I feel like most consumers aren't necessarily thinking about how much it adds up.
Over 5 years, you don't think it would add up to?
Oh, 100%.
I don't like looking. If you go on the website
Uh-huh.
where you can see like your Uber or your Lyft.
Oh yeah, how much you spent?
Yeah.
No, I hate that. I never like taking any sort of shared service because I own 3 cars, and it's like I pay insurance and registration for all these damn cars. I'm gonna use them, but you know, so does using gas. But what I'm saying is like I know people that work in the car like industry that work for like PR companies that. Big brands and stuff, family friends and like they've all told me like sales are really bad.
I'm sure
like,
too.
They're having problems like you know getting the normal gigs that they used to get because people are spending less money because they don't have that much flexibility there. And I think that like one thing that like the people that aren't necessarily suffering from that is Tesla. Like that's a company right now that is the coolest. What's cooler than a Tesla? You know
nothing.
what I mean?
No, honestly, nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing cool.
It's upsetting how many you see in like the peninsula because it's just like they're everywhere,
especially in the Bay Area.
Yeah,
like they are everywhere.
Everywhere.
And it's interesting. So they've only delivered 367,500 vehicles. Where
360,000.
367,500.
That's a lot of cars.
No. Versus 2 million compared.
No, yeah, obviously that's more, but like those are giant companies. These are very expensive cars.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like those range in price. Their range is much smaller.
Yeah,
I'd say.
And it is one of those things where it's like I want to see the budget Tesla model. Like I do think they have that clout of name where it's like people, if they were to buy a car, they would buy a Tesla if it was like a $25,000 Tesla.
Aren't one of the models like 30?
Base is 30,000,
Yeah.
but it gives you such a stripped down battery and stripped down like everything, or I think it's like 35. So like you really at like 40,000.
Yeah, I think the numbers right now are not a reaction to, but like there's a lot of attention right now on Tesla with the Cybertruck being announced and like them being like, look how many pre-sales we got. You know, like
so many, $100. How many of those people are gonna? How many of those people are actually gonna follow through?
I bet you a shocking amount.
But no, this was
like here's the thing: they're gonna be sold out of Tesla, the Cybertrucks for sure when they come out.
And that dollar amount for the Cybertruck is so cheap compared
was it
to
40,000?
Yeah, it was like 40,000 like baseline.
It depends on what
truck.
Compared
to trucks though,
my
like,
truck new $1,000.
Sure, but like a F-150.
Sure. 20,000. Well, I
no,
mean,
F-150s are not 20 grand.
My dad had an F-150.
Yeah, but like,
well, like he bought it new, and I remember it being somewhere around like 25. But yeah, the newer ones, that was many years ago. The newer ones are all like,
too. Like diesel trucks.
But
too.
I mean, this is like battery electric one. That's so crazy. That's wild.
And we're getting to that point too, where it's the Tesla. 28,000. Okay.
28,000. All right, that sounds right. We got 25 with a deal.
Okay. How come I think trucks are more expensive? Is it just diesels? Diesels are the more expensive.
I don't think diesel engines are that more expensive. Don't get them. The gas jumps around too much.
Yeah, I know. Upsetting. Anyway, not for me.
Yeah.
Poor sons of bitches out there living in Idaho. They're leading innovation in terms of like what they're doing, the kind of technology they're putting in. Like you can talk to like pedestrians now. Like in your Tesla,
I saw that. I almost threw that in as a story.
I was too, but I was like, we'll just fucking.
Yeah, we'll touch it there. That is such a like gimmicky thing. I'm sure it's also gonna be pre-canned stuff like "excuse me" or like.
Sure, or you could fart
on your right,
like whatever, right? Yeah. And it's just Elon Musk has that mind where it's like, okay, cool, practical, but also fun, like dancing.
Like you can play Cuphead.
Yeah, Cuphead, or like dancing, make your car dance. Like you don't need that, but
I can do that.
It's fun.
Give it a little bit like this on the freeway.
The Sun Queen going around. So it's just crazy to me the amount of.
I feel like this
momentum.
makes a lot of sense. People are buying less cars, but Tesla's still like a luxury thing that is like cool, and people aren't slowing down on that. And in fact, Tesla's production is increased this year, right? They're saying that they're moving forward on the China factory a lot faster than they thought. So, like, good for them. like the numbers are crazy. They're also like,
And that's also the thing where it's like that's a rich people toy, like right, or like
Mhm.
you know people with
yeah,
more
your
money.
Gary
It's
Whitta's
like,
out there.
Yeah, peasants like me, it's like I can't like I'm
But
gonna
they're
buy my
getting closer.
$1,000 car. Like that doesn't go into the market, right? That's private seller. Like
Yeah.
that's not that doesn't add on
Yeah,
to like
yeah,
Ford's
yeah.
numbers where it's like if you have like if I had the money, absolutely, I would drive in a Tesla and I'd look down upon everybody who didn't drive a Tesla as peasants. You know what I mean?
No, I don't.
But like if you
Gary
have-
Whitta does.
if you had the money, yeah, he's listening to this. Imagine. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, if I had the money, I'd have it, and it's one of those cool things where it's like, if you want, like, if you have the money, Tesla's like one of the cool things now. It's
But
in.
see,
It's
I,
in. It's
that,
the cool
that's the
item to have.
mentality that makes their stock prices
Yeah.
so high. Like it's good. It's cool.
I love it.
Invest your money in Tesla, maybe.
Crazy to me. I think.
Will it keep going up? Can they hit 500?
Can it?
It's right around the corner. I think
Imagine
so.
if you got in. Imagine if you got in like at like $50, $60.
Hmm.
Man. Oh.
Hey, if I get the job at Facebook, I'll buy a Tesla.
Okay. You can buy
But
me a
like save
Tesla.
money first, you know what I mean? Like save twice as much as you need,
or just
and then
spend
buy
80.
it. Huh? Yeah, 80. Save 80, and then buy it. You could do it.
He goes,
You know, wait a little bit. You know what I mean? Remember, kids, save your money. It's important, and then make those big moves.
Or not.
Or not, just buy
Be
it.
me.
All right. Yeah.
Vermont bill would ban cell phone use by anyone younger than 21. A bill introduced.
Vermont's crazy.
No, Vermont is nuts. A lot of nutty people come out of there.
I like the awareness that they're bringing this stuff. You know what I mean? I feel like being like, hey, this is the number one cause of like, or was it the number one cause of teen deaths? The car driving?
Yeah, for
Car accidents.
Yeah, for car accidents.
Yeah, texting
Not
and driving.
deaths, but
not
car
deaths.
accidents. Car accidents.
Yeah, and then also the
deaths.
problem with bullying. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm
but
interrupting you.
No,
Go
no,
ahead,
it's
go ahead.
good. But so basically, Vermont introduced a bill that would prohibit anyone under 21 years old from possessing a cell phone. Litigation introduced Tuesday by Democrat John Rogers say those under the age of 21 are not developmentally mature enough to possess and use cell phones safely. The bill
Kids are dumb.
cites
That's a
fatal
fact.
car crashes and bullying among teens for reasons for the proposal. The use of cell phones while driving is one of the leading killers killers of teenagers in the United States.
So that is deaths.
You're right, yeah. Well, no, I thought it was like they like you know how they pie chart
No.
it
I
sometimes?
want Tumblr to know I was right.
The bill would make possession of cell phone use under anyone under 21 years old punishable up to 1 year in jail and a $1,000 fine. Yeah, so.
There's no way this goes through.
No, there's no way, but it is one of those things where it's like it's an interesting conversation. That's kind of why I put it on here, where it is. First of all, like the bullying thing, it's like, come on, kids have been bullying forever. Like, yeah, now it doesn't just like you leave you leave school and now it's there. The
bullying
home.
thing.
Yeah, the bullying.
But I
thing,
mean, that's
right?
the problem. Like, think about not being able to get away from it.
Yeah.
Like, how nice was it
I
when
agree
all
with
your
you.
bullies were at school and you were home with your family, not being bullied? You know what I mean? Or maybe being bullied.
I do agree. Okay,
Yeah.
I convinced myself
know what I
as I
mean?
was
You know what I
saying the
mean?
argument, right?
Yeah.
Where it is.
But at the same time, we live in a like technologically advanced world where it's like, all right, well, if you don't have a phone, you have a computer and you're on there on your Facebooks and MySpace, you know, and you're still seeing these
it's
messages.
One of those things where it's like when I was talking about, again, a thing that I was talking about a couple months ago was going cell phoneless, like back to like
That's
the flip
wild.
phone,
I'm
right?
glad that didn't work out. You were
I
such a
still
tough
might.
guy. You were I'm gonna get one of those
I might.
the carbon phones
You never
where
know.
like, you know, the black and white phone, or it's just a phone. Maybe you can check a little
It's-
bit of porn and that's it.
Just a little bit. It's one of those things where it's like, no, it is where it's you're on your phone all the time, and as a teenager coming up, like it is so important to you as like what people think of you. So you're always checking on that. So like if you relegate it just to laptops, right, where it's like, okay, well when you leave the house, it's like you don't have a phone, like you don't have access to that. But again, how
Yeah,
many
but I
kids
feel
are,
like-
how many
like-
kids are leaving the house too?
But I mean, they get around. Kids get around. They
get
go
around?
and do stuff. You know what I mean? They go on a ceremony in Target, hanging out. That's the mall by my house.
Yeah.
I think that the biggest issue is that like I can't imagine being a parent and not being able to call your kid and be like, "Hey, answer your phone." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like that's
That is the worrying thing too, especially in the age of like school shootings and things like as a
the
parent.
world's a dangerous place.
Yeah, as a parent,
it's
the
nice
world's terrifying.
it's nice that with a little brother, it was nice that growing up he had a cell phone. I can't remember how old he was when he had one, but like it was nice to be able to call him or getting a text from him or something, being like, "Hey, this is happening. Can you come save the day?"
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things
LaCroix got to the office. It is a massive amount. Please come help us.
So much.
Poor
Never win a year's supply of anything.
Not worth it.
It's not worth
What
it.
about rice-a-roni?
Did you move that over yourself?
Nah, I had my little brother come by and cool Greg. Tim helped for a little bit.
Party?
Huh?
Did Tim help though?
Yeah, a little bit. He
couple
felt.
boxes.
You could tell he felt bad. We messed up. We should have just rented a storage garage, shove it in there every once a month. Go in and pick up a bunch. It would have been a lot better. A lot better. New studio though. Roll up garage doors. Thing, just slide it right in.
Oh.
Slide it right in.
How many are still good?
Isn't that a bitch?
How many are still good? I don't know. That's an inappropriate question, bro.
You gotta go and unload all that.
No, we're gonna have to. We only have. We only have a fourth of it left, and if you clean the cans thoroughly, you can get rid of most of the rust on them.
Oh, there's.
It's not rust. It's more of a weird mold. But like again, you clean them good. That's why you don't see Tim drinking it ever out of the can. He serves it in a glass.
Yeah.
In a glass.
Classy bitch.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
Oh, we were talking about cell phones.
Yeah. I just think that like this bill is cool for awareness and to bring attention. Like this is going to be in the news and stuff, and like the reasons cited behind it are going to be bullying and kids driving while playing on their cell phones, and like that is something that I think always deserves attention, and like parents need to be aware of. Like it's just
What age? You have kids. Let's say you have a kid tomorrow.
I don't have kids.
You have a kid tomorrow.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
God.
Yeah, it happens. It's
I'm not ready.
It's yours. What age you letting him have a cell phone?
I mean, it all depends on the kid
18.
and their level of maturity. 18's way too old. You know?
21 in Vermont.
No, I know. Vermont's not going to pass it. It's not going to happen.
In Vermont.
But I
Tom's
mean,
got a point.
yeah. I think it more becomes at what age do they start going out and doing stuff, like hanging out with the little friends.
Yeah, I guess
that's
the. But like
these kids playing in the yard. They
I know,
playing
but
outside.
what age do you let them go out and do things? Like that's the thing that terrifies me.
I imagine somewhere around 10 in their maturity level. You know,
somewhere around 10 and their maturity.
Yeah, well, because it's like if they're a really mature 8-year-old, it's like I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You're too. It's
So
too
10
easy
or
for me to
above
pick you up and murder you right now.
Easy
You just gotta be real with them. You understand? You
Easy
talk
kidnap.
to them honestly, they'll understand.
Yeah, that's the. Thank God I'm never gonna have to deal with that.
Yeah.
It
But
seems-
when did you get your first phone?
It's way too early. Middle school.
Jesus.
What was your first
Way
phone?
too
You
early.
had a flip phone?
Yeah, Razor. The Razor was my first phone.
Jesus, that's a
Ooh.
fancy phone.
Yeah,
You know,
it was
why?
it was a hand me down. It was like not when Razor was hot. It was like a year after Razor was hot.
That's still pretty hot.
Yeah.
I had a Nextel G. Ooh, I can't remember the model on it, but it was the. Do you remember the walkie-talkie Nextel phones?
Yes.
Because it's Sprint. Sprint owned Nextel eventually, so they incorporated like the walkie-talkie feature on, or they were using those phones, and you could walkie-talkie all over the world for free. So my mom was walkie-talkieing Peru.
That's. I mean, it makes
And
sense.
she was like, "This is so cool!" And it's like, great. Now I have this stupid phone where, like, it had a feature.
It was
you
a
could
flip
click
phone?
you could click the side, and it would open up. It would
I
open up.
do remember those.
Yeah.
I never seen one in the wild though.
What brand?
Huh?
What brand?
Nextel. I think it was GS10.
I don't remember the brand. I remember seeing it though.
But
A bit boxier too.
Yeah, it was also like gray or silver plastic, and I disassembled it completely and bought a different housing for it that was see-through. It was pretty cool. It was pretty
The
cool.
modders.
Spring never worked the right way though. The spring broke anyways. It's just because you click it too much and it breaks.
The one I remember when a kid first got a cell phone.
Uh-huh.
Like, do you remember that? Like the first person to have a cell phone. Like
Probably,
that one kid.
It was probably Tim.
The
If I'm being
richer
honest,
kid.
if I'm being honest with you, it wasn't. He was the rich kid. He was the spoiled kid.
Yeah. Well,
He had a razor and it was
too.
fucking cool.
Was it the razor?
Yeah, he had the blue razor.
Mine was the
Do
juke.
you remember the
It
blue
was
razor?
a kid in elementary school with the juke. You remember the Juke?
Nah.
Little
It
one.
looked like a Kit Kat, like a broken off Kit Kat bar that flipped up.
Oh, the small one,
And it, like,
skinny.
Yeah, it's like super thin, like
Hey,
really bad design. Looking back on it,
my first one was OG
what'd you have? What'd you have, Tombo?
Sidekick.
Sidekicks
Dude,
too.
what a great first phone.
The flip one just
Dude, that's a like top tier phone. Oh
you
my
could
god.
edit.
I think it is the G10. No, that's a different one. Ooh.
Yeah, no, the Juke was the first one I seen, and it's like, what, why do you have this, like, as a kid, and then getting into school, getting one, and then I remember the big revolutionary one was when my sister had the BlackBerry.
Ooh.
With the little ball. No, they were great back then. Like, I
Man.
remember her logging onto MySpace on it and being like, whoa, like, this is nuts.
That's the phone my parents had.
Yeah,
It
that's
was,
hefty.
That was the
That's
Nextel I.
Take a screenshot of that.
I think it was
I'll
i60.
drop that into the
just
episode.
Google it. i60.
Making this really
Write
easy.
a note down.
I don't have a pen.
Whose fault is that?
Yeah, a great point. But yeah,
i860. That
interesting conversation. I think the government should stay out of that, though. But like you said, that's never gonna pass. Yes, sir. No, just one. Why do you throw
That was
it
real
so
funny.
many?
That was really good.
What was it? I-60?
Yeah, I think that's something like that.
All right, cool.
It was i90, i60, one of those.
All right. Getting in to the big piece of news. Trump accuses Apple of refusing to unlock criminals'
big piece
iPhones.
of news definitely is the Galaxy.
Well, yeah,
That's small.
that too. But
Those
like,
small potatoes.
this was an interesting one in terms of like the conversation instead of like the actual like meat of like the cool tech that we use, right? But Trump accuses Apple of refusing to unlock criminals' phones, setting the stage for a fight. So basically, one of the shooters. This happened in the San Bernardino shooting too, where the government wants the back door to.
I remember.
the iPhone.
I didn't realize that this had happened with this shooting that had happened recently.
Well,
I
it
remember the
just-
San Bernardino one though, and I remember it being a big deal of them being like, "We want to get on their phone, but it's encrypted or it's locked, and we can't get past that lock, so that we can see the conversations people are having and see if anyone else was involved."
Yeah, and
Apple was like, "Can't do it. Like, we literally don't know how. We set up the system, we turned the lock, walked away."
Yeah, and they can't. I mean, that's the
Yeah,
thing
they didn't
where it's
wanna
like they didn't want to build a back door either,
Mm.
right? Where it is an interesting conversation where it is, okay, in this situation, yes, but like really building that back door allows not only from like hackers and other people, but the government in general. It's like,
But here's the interesting thing that happened with the San Bernardino one. I don't know if you remember this. They got a third-party hacking thing, and they got in.
yeah, I do remember this.
But in here, it was saying that they also got the code
to the
to the person's phone. So they
on
got the
this
code
shooter or
and
the San Bernardino
the
one?
San Bernardino.
The San Bernardino
Yeah.
one. Wasn't there two phones on the San Bernardino one?
Yeah, there might have been.
Yeah, so I think they had a code to one, and then the other one had
They
to
were
be
able to get
a
into.
third-party hack, whatever.
So Apple can't do it, but some other third-party company can. And then at the end, I don't know. At the end of it, it sounds like now Apple's also being like, "You guys aren't even trying." Like, these other guys got into it.
Yeah.
And like only 8 days ago have you guys hit us up being like, "Hey, open it."
Yeah, and this is well after the shooting too, right?
Yeah,
Where
it's
it's
been a
like,
month.
okay, but yeah, the one they're not even trying, but it's also like, should Apple build a back door into the
I mean, it's a
encryption?
tricky situation where if like more people were involved, it'd be good to know that, you know what I mean? But at the same time, self-incrimination and privacy, you know what I mean? Like, when something exists, people will take advantage of it. So it's a scary thing, but like at the end of the day, like, the companies have to sit down and be like, do we want to make sure that we have access to it for these rare cases, or do we want to make sure that everyone is protected?
Which do you prefer? Because I prefer everyone's protected.
I do too, but it is upsetting because it's like, what if this could make a difference? What if this could save a life? You know, it's such a big
it's a sticky
decision.
It's a
Yeah,
sticky situation where it's like, and especially with these cases, it's like, but the one thing that scares me off, where it's like, but where's it end? Like, where, like, you build the back door, but who's to stop the government from using that backdoor for more than just that. And like,
Mhm.
sure, Apple doesn't want to do it now, so they won't let
Or-
them in.
or-
But like new changeover in Apple and new changeover, like, you know, like giving the government that much power, and even with the Nest cameras, right? Whereas like you now, if you allow backdoors to be built, you now have the government. Even though we joke around about it, oh, the government's always listening to this, right? No, you doing that, you literally give them the eyes and ears of everything. And it's
But
like,
I think that the real problem could come from if you create a backdoor, someone will figure out how to access it and use it, and there will be some way to hack these phones and access it. Like, I don't think that our fear, like the fear there is the government. I think it's more like that opens the door for something way like someone else to take advantage
or
of it. Yeah.
foreign governments. But
Sure.
honestly, the government too.
There's a story that I almost threw at you too, where it's like there was a United States government project using DJI.
Oh yeah, I was gonna put that one too.
Quad,
The Human Project.
Is that what it's called?
No, not the Human Project.
I was like, no, I don't think so. Drone.
I'm tired. Yeah, the Human Drone Project or something like that. Where
They were using that to figure out how like the wildlife is. Let's look at small fires. Different departments were using it for different things.
DJI, Chinese company.
Yeah, and like there's like they're like, oh no, there's definitely security issues with this, and they stopped it. It was something like 1,000 to 800 drones were like just stopped using them. So
yeah,
that's an
it
interesting
all
one.
ties in where it is. Like even with the
You think
TCL,
the
that was
Chinese
my
wanna know
concern
how many
about.
fish you got in the lake.
I mean, you have that landscape, like you have that shot where it's like you can't get your own
Don't
drones.
people have satellites? They can like just.
Not that detailed though.
You don't know that.
I
You
don't know.
that.
I don't know.
I go to Google Maps real close. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's a car that drives by. You don't have Chinese cars driving.
No.
like,
When I'm looking from
scanning
up
everything.
top, I'm like, oh hey, that picture's super old because my truck was
Good
there.
point too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in Huawei, like that's the issue with Huawei, right?
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like if we allow that, like, why can't the Chinese company government be in on it, and our government can be in on it? You know, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah,
There are
our government looks as the good guys now, but who's to say they're gonna stay the good guys, right?
Sure. 1984, bro.
Yeah, and that's
They'll get you.
that's the tricky situation. So
Yeah.
that's going to be a legal battle. I'm sure they're going to be sued, and they're going to have to fight this in
It's
court.
interesting that Apple isn't like being like, all right, bring us that one phone and we'll update a firmware on that one phone, but then that firmware exists. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So let's say with the San Bernardino people, it was like, oh, okay, we're gonna get that phone, make a custom firmware that somehow bypasses that, force the firmware on that phone. Suddenly, that firmware
Is now out
technology
in the wild.
exists. Like
Yeah.
whether it gets deleted or not, there's an idea and there's a definite answer of like, yes, it can be hacked.
Yeah. No, now people know this
Yeah.
is the way to do, X, Y,
That
or
it,
Z.
even that it can be done is, I think, a problem. You know what I mean? Because that's now.
And
it's
that's
like,
what I like about this, where it's like, sorry, like, it can't be done unless, even though you did it a little, like, couple of years before.
I just like you just let the.
It doesn't make
fingerprint,
sense.
you
I don't know how they did it. Well, real quick, I want to get into a tech review. Picked up some TCL 400 NC headphones. Actually got them right here. So these bad boys right here, I wanted something to review on the show today. These guys, very cheap. they
What are we
feel
looking
very
at
cheap.
here?
They're $100 noise
some music
canceling
on these bad
headphones.
boys?
Yeah, so music, podcast.
No, I'm saying right now. Can you play it? You keep talking about it.
Okay, yeah, no, I it's hard to multitask. You know what I
No,
mean?
it's easy.
But
Look, Tumbo's doing it.
That's not-
it is one of those things where it is. I
this
mean,
is-
if you're looking for headphones, they're not the most comfortable one.
No, they're not.
They're
Let me
not.
take the beanie off.
They're not the most comfortable for one. They do some kind of noise canceling. You do get a little.
It's
bit
like
of
an
a,
echo, like you're talking into a cup.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not the best noise canceling. Obviously, they're not gonna be like Sony's, where it is like an echo, like you're basically secluded from the world. But it does give you some kind of noise canceling. They are under $100. They will be on sale at some point. So if you're looking just to get an over the ear headset. For that's noise canceling for $100 or under, because they will go on sale. They're not a bad pick.
Yeah, it's
but
not terrible. The audio actually, it sounded a little tinny.
It is tinny. It is definitely tinny.
But it wasn't bad. Yeah, the noise cancellation was interesting.
It's not the best noise
Not
cancellation.
great. It definitely, it sounds muffled, like there's something over your ear.
There is something over here.
Yeah, that's a joke. Thanks for remembering that. But it wasn't terrible. How much you say these retail for?
$100. They will be on sale.
That's a
I'm
little
sure they'll be on
expensive.
sale
That's
for a
little
while.
expensive.
And they're, I mean, in terms of noise canceling, I mean, you're looking at it like at 200 plus. To be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. Bose 350, right?
Well, even like if you're going, what is it, Skull Candy or JBL, you're looking at 200 plus for the noise canceling option. So, if you're looking to try it out, they're not a terrible option. Like I said, the audio is not terrible.
Yeah.
I would say that it's better than Skull Candies, like in terms of like the actual audio.
Sure.
Not as loud as I'd like it to be, and it does.
Pump
do
it up. Let me see.
It does
One more
do.
time.
It's not nearly as loud.
Burst
as
my
you thought.
ears. Get in there.
It doesn't. Look, that's loudest.
Up. Go higher.
That's loudest.
Go higher.
Loudest.
There's no way.
That's loudest.
There's no. Is there another? Is there? Can I press?
Yeah, but I don't think that does anything. So that is the upsetting part. Is it doesn't go nearly as loud.
Real quiet.
Yeah. That is the upsetting part. So
It's not bad. I can live with that.
no, and I'm around the house, and the noise canceling does work, especially when the music's on. Not particularly when the music's off.
Okay, but I feel like that's more the noise and the around your ear.
No. I swear to God, there's something about it with it mixing with the music on. It does do the noise canceling.
Yeah. How long do the batteries last?
That's another thing. It's like a 20-hour battery life.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So
that's
it's pretty
You hear
good.
that, Dumbo?
They are on the cheaper side. They're a cheap plastic.
They feel the construction of them reminds me. What is
if
this?
you can get them for like $49.99, they're not a bad
For
pickup.
$50, I think that this would be a good deal.
Yeah.
So we're gonna add a new segment. 10-second Tumbo tech review. I want to see those.
What do you mean?
Come on.
Compared to mine.
Oh no, they're not. Look, the Sony ones are hands down the best over-the-ear headset you can buy. Besides maybe.
I don't know, man. The plastic's really.
It is pretty cheap. Besides maybe.
What does that feel like? That feels like something.
It's cheap plastic.
Yeah, but what cheap plastic? It reminds me a lot. Is it a Sony product? PS2 controllers.
Yeah.
It feels like PS2 controllers.
PS2s felt good. PS3 controllers though.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
the DualShock, not the DualShock, the 6-axis.
Yeah, DualShock 3.
No, but yeah, but like the one without the DualShock that was very light. Mm-hmm. It feels a lot like that. That's very good.
Yeah,
good
they're I'll play some music for you, Tombo. Yeah, you
played something?
Yeah, I don't know if you get it. And also the Bluetooth range on those, phenomenal. I could be all the way down there in the where the washer and dryer is, which is about 20
What's the
feet.
highest?
Yeah, it's the highest.
It's the highest audio. It's as loud as it gets. Can you still hear me okay? Yeah.
Muy
Un poquito? It's the way he did it. It's very Latin.
But great Bluetooth range though on them. Like I said, I could be all the
imagine
way down
they're
in my
using-
room, or I could be down there where like the washer and dryer is,
That's
and
fantastic.
it would pick up. So it is nice where it's like I can have something
Let me
playing
see
on
the
my
box.
computer and I could go around.
can reach
It
for
does
it.
do high res audio, but like I said, it doesn't get loud enough, which is upsetting. You just put them over there.
Did you pause it?
Oh,
The
did I?
audio
I
file?
don't know.
I played it.
20-hour battery life. Why do I need to pause it?
Does it say what kind of Bluetooth it uses? Because I'm all about this new Bluetooth technology. 4.2. Interesting. So it's not even the...
It's not 5.0.
Interesting. Because the 5.0 extends the range a significant amount. 4.2, not that bad.
No,
For whatever
not
reason,
that bad at
my
all.
Jabra Elites, not the best range on them.
Really?
Yeah.
Though that has great range.
I've been about 20 feet away from them. It's not good.
Yeah. So
Start against some static.
if you could get these, catch these on a sale, I would probably say check them out. That's what return policies are for. If you don't like them, return them. But they're not terrible.
You guys don't talk shit about people that you see return stuff all the time?
No, all the time. All
Okay,
the
yeah.
time. But hey,
This guy's just trying it.
that's what it's there for.
Who told him he should do it this way? He's one of them.
Is that guy? The Sony M3s are still like the master of over-the-ear headphones for noise canceling, and then the Bowers & Wilkins P3s are also.
What are we looking at price range on those?
The Bowers?
Both of them. The Sony,
Sony one's $350.
Okay.
They never go on sale. If you catch them on a sale, the $299. The Bowers & Wilkins, I think you're at $400, $350.
I have a pair of the Bose. What are they called? Quiet Silence.
Quiet Comfort 35s.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I really like them. I know that like Bose has all this like baggage where it's like, oh, it's not good audio.
It's decent audio and it's
I
great
feel like
bass.
it does really good noise cancellation. Like
Yeah.
you put those bad boys on a plane, you're asleep, knocked out. You know what I mean?
No, and it's a
And
great
another
option.
feature that I was telling you, sorry about cutting
No,
you
no,
off,
you're
but another feature I was telling you about, if you've got another pair, you can connect them both to one device, and then you're on a plane sitting there watching.
Doing dual headphones. That's great. And
pretty
then
rad.
also if you have a Bose, like that's the nice thing about Bose is the connectivity of it all.
Mhm.
Like if you have a Bose soundbar, you can go right into the Bose soundbar
Yeah.
and then connect it, and then you have a non-latency across from the Bose soundbar and then your earphones. So then you just get to use the earphones and be quiet.
That's pretty cool.
Don't have to have the soundbar on. So cool options from Bose. They do compress the audio on higher files. So that's when people who have a big knock on it in terms of like the audio files
think it
who
sounds great.
like it.
I think it
Like
sounds great.
especially with things like Stitcher. Not Stitcher. That's a podcast one.
Streaming?
Yes, the high res audio streamer
Oh, Tidal.
Tidal. So with Tidal, like Bose is kind of
That's crazy. You know, I fuck with Tidal, right?
Tidal's great.
Yeah.
Tidal's great. So that's one thing
Are you
with
trying to get a family plan together?
the Sony. We should. Yeah.
Yeah.
You down?
We get Tidal Pro.
I'm with it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm
High
with
five?
it. Yeah.
You serious right now?
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
for
that's
it.
exciting
Especially when I'm gonna be getting the Bauer speakers too. So exciting things coming up. But that's the review of the TCL Elite 400 NC $99 noise canceling headphone.
Just sorry, really quick to get that review nice and tight. You do not recommend buying at that full price.
Do not
if
buy.
If you see it on sale, 50% off.
I'd buy it. I mean,
Yeah.
for some noise canceling headphones
Yeah.
for $50, not bad at all.
Yeah.
Or like even like $60, but like I said, full price. I'd say wait
It's a little
for a
steep.
price drop
Yeah.
or a sale, which they will be on sale. Kevin, you got any tech picks of the week?
I wasn't prepared, but we did talk a lot about
The Hue Sync box?
the Hue Sync box, and I really got to say, like, again, there are some flaws with it. It's not perfect, but it's cool, and you can look online to see like people's footage and stuff of them playing like Need for Speed. It's incredible. Like as the car is driving by, you see the street lights. Like they changed the colors.
That's super
and it's
cool.
So cool.
Especially if you do the over the head ones, and then you get that like effect. Okay.
Because you can also place the positioning too. I don't know how much that actually goes into the effect of it all, but like it is an immersive experience that is fantastic. Is it 100% dialed in? Not at the moment, no.
And is also $230.
It is absurdly expensive.
Yeah, it is.
Fuck them for the like price point. Like, oh man, it's so
But they're
upsetting.
the only ones who got it, and I remember you and me talking about this. Like,
I wanted
how
it so bad, yeah.
You were like, "It's probably never gonna happen." I was like, "I can see them doing something." And then,
Well, what I said was never going to happen is
Was the app.
an app
Yeah.
that you could put on your TV that would do it.
No.
And then I guarantee
but
you,
we got a box.
when they got a box they can sell for $230, why would they ever put out an app?
It's true.
You know?
It's such a great point.
Yeah.
And okay, so the Hue Sync box is yours. Mine, just because it saved the production of what we do. The last podcast we talked about, Kevin was in here trying to help us troubleshoot for like hours. Mine's actually the Elgato HD60 Pro. You say a lot of bad things about it. From what I've gotten and the
Wait,
quality I've gotten out of it-
hold on a second. You were also saying that you had problems with the Elgato HD.
The cam link.
Yeah.
The cam link.
Where
Bad.
it didn't pick up your camera.
Yeah, don't
okay,
do the
all right,
camera.
I'm not the only
I'm
one.
not recommending the cam link.
Yeah.
Damn it. I'm recommending
I'm behind
the
that. You had
HD
problems with your Aver. That's
60 Pro.
unfortunate.
Yes. So that is what's allowing us to be able to do everything and do live streaming on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock, mixer.com/play everything. So that's got to be my pick of the week because it saved me a ton. I might have one for tomorrow because we got a new switcher, or for next week. So stay tuned for that.
Keep playing with that Switch because I'm excited for it to be one of these pick of the weeks.
Yeah. Pick of the weeks or a review. Who knows what you'll get. Anything else you got to add for the day?
No, that's it. That's all I brought.
Got
Yeah.
Awesome, Kevin. Thank you so much. I was gonna do the tech steals of the week, but the only one that's worthwhile, and plus.
So you're still doing it. You sound like you're
Okay,
still
yeah.
doing it. Just do it. Just do
I'm
it.
in the middle of the week, so we post at a weird time where it's like all the deals will probably be gone if you're listening on like Sundays. But if you catch
That's
it
their
on
fault.
Thursday when we
You'll
post,
catch this
Friday,
show
Saturday,
day of, you might get a new TV at a great deal.
TCL 5 series and above, so 6 series, 7, and most interestingly 8 series, 15% off right now at Best Buy if you they have like the coupon there. I said that weird coupon.
Coupon's fine.
$1,600 for a 65 8 series mini LED display for TCL plus 15% off that price. Great deal. It's already $400 off, so What's 15% of that?
I wasn't listening to any of it.
It's good.
15.
So go see if you can get that at your local Best Buy. It's a great deal, especially that 8 series. I don't know how long it will last you, but you will be having a great time while it is still alive. Kevin, you can follow Kevin at Kind of Funny Kevin on Twitter, and you can go check him out over on youtube.com/Kind of Funny. Every Friday, sometimes you can watch him on Screencast.
Not this week. It's on Thursday.
Okay. Sometime during the week, Screencast, which is Kind of Funny's entertainment podcast. You can go find him host there. You can follow me right here, youtube.com/play everything. This podcast.
Forward slash, huh? Not just slash?
No, forward slash.
Okay, good. No, it's good.
It's
Yeah.
Slash play everything. Invite only, completely consensual. This show, streaming, you can get all that stuff right there. Also, this show, please go rate and subscribe on podcast services. We do. That helps us get in the algorithm. Please leave a review, even if you're watching on YouTube. Go to the podcast services.
Say something nice.
Say something nice.
Don't mention my short beard.
No.
Don't mention my short beard. I didn't mean to cut it that
beard.
short.
Let him know.
Why'd you have to do that?
Why'd
you do that? It's the opposite.
And like, subscribe, all that good stuff as usual. Kevin, it's been a pleasure. Until next week, this is Tech Fever.
Say bye to Tumbo, dude.
Oh, and peace out, Tumbo.
Yeah, peace out, bitch.
That was fun.